guys, it's Corey from Super Comic Guru 9000, and today I'm going to do a special Bleach video for you guys today. As you may or may not know, Kubo is on a 3-week vacation, him and his team, and so is Bleach. So that means there's going to be no Bleach chapters for the next 3 weeks. So I figured this would be a pretty good time to tell you guys what I am looking forward to in the coming weeks or months or years of Bleach. I have no idea how long it's going to go on. But anywho, as a lot of you probably realize, I really wasn't that big a fan of the Fullbring arc in general, and a lot of people weren't. And I promise you I'm not jumping on the bandwagon here, I'm just kind of getting into it on my own. But if there's one thing I can say about the Fullbring arc that I really did enjoy, it's that the anime version of the actual arc is much better, I think, in comparison. I do like seeing things in motion, so again, that's probably why I am enjoying it a little bit more. And of course, I like the music and the voice actors. I think it just adds a whole new dynamic to it, and maybe that'll allow me to appreciate the Fullbring arc in a completely different light. But my current status right now, it's still my least favorite arc, but there's still some great things that came about from it, and, you know, this is where we can look forward to some stuff later on in the future. Now, obviously we know right now that most of the Fullbring characters are dead and gone, but there's still a few that have managed to survive. Of course, you have Shishigawara, who's the goofy one with the weird, like, brass knuckles. He could always make a reappearance with Tsukishima, as we really haven't been any clarification to see if he really is dead yet. And then, of course, there was Ruruka, who we saw at the end of the last chapter, who was going through a little bit of monologuing. But she has a lot of potential as a character herself, and I can imagine her showing up sometime later on. And I'd like her to, because I think she's an interesting female character in the series, as she's very different from Orihime, and she herself is also pretty different from Rukia as well. And that's pretty much all I really have to say about those characters. Now, what I'm really looking forward to seeing in Bleach is obviously stuff that's going to involve Isen Kurosaki. That's, of course, Ichigo's dad. And this is a character that we've known for a very, very long time. When first introduced, he was a very goofy character. But eventually, down the line, we learned that he's very, very important, in that apparently he was at one point a Soul Reaper, and maybe even Captain Class or higher. And, you know, that's really all we know so far. This is something that was introduced way at the beginning of the Arrancar arc, and they never really have fully gotten back to it yet. So I'm kind of hoping they'll get back on track with this, especially because I know Ichigo himself has to be wondering what the heck is going on with his father, or this could be an event where he actually does know and the author has just decided not to reveal it to us yet. Either way, this is a really smart idea from the author when you think about it, because of course it's keeping us to get reading. But still, this is something that I think they could get into, and maybe they can even tie it into Squad Zero. This was a theory of mine. I always figured that maybe Isen was a part of Squad Zero, and that maybe is why he looks kind of different. That's why he looks kind of different with his captain's sash and everything. So, you know, it's a really interesting prospect. I can't wait to see where they're going to try something from there. But then, of course, there was some stuff at the end of the last chapter that just begs to be talked about. Of course, a few of the Vizard have returned, and they have been fully reinstated as captains and possibly lieutenants in the Gotei 13. In the last chapter, we saw that Shinji had returned, and so had Kensei. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that Love did too, but I'm probably wrong about that. But still, just the fact that these characters have made such a grand return is great, because there's just so much more potential for them now. Of course, there's still Aizen, who, for some odd reason, was not executed and decided to be thrown into jail. Isn't that kind of fucked up, how Rukia goes out of her way to save a human being, just one single human being, and she ends up basically getting thrown onto a giant pike where she's going to be killed by a giant phoenix bird. But Aizen basically tricks all of the Gotei 13, kills multiple people, creates a giant army so that he can take over both the world and freaking the Soul Society and basically become God, and he gets thrown in jail? That seems kind of fucked up, Soul Society, don't you think? Although, this was of course before Ichigo came in and sort of shonen his way into their hearts. But I also want to see what happened to some of the remaining Arrancar, because frankly, some of them weren't defeated, and some of them had some pretty interesting characters. Obviously, there's Grimmjow, who maybe survived his battle with Ichigo, and, you know, we never got back to that. I know that the author may have hinted that they're going to get back to Grimmjow, and I'm interested to see what type of character he's going to be. Considering his final development in the series, I really can't imagine him being a villain anymore. If anything, I can see him more of as a Renji-type character to Ichigo, maybe kind of an anti-hero type of character. But then we also have Haribel, who is the third Espada, who was another of the female characters who actually survived the battle with Aizen. And she is a really interesting character in herself, because unlike a lot of the other Espada, she isn't exactly evil, so to speak. She, again, is kind of that anti-hero kind of thing, and I think that her character could really blossom really well in the future chapters. With Ichigo finally getting his powers back, the sky is the limit, and just about anything could happen. They could go to Squad Zero, they could start off a brand new arc with all the new members of the Gote 13, they could go back to the Arrancar. There's so many possibilities, and that's why I am looking forward to all the things that are going to be happening in Bleach soon. There's almost no limit to what they can do, and I'm really excited to see what Kubo's going to do. I know he's enjoying his vacation right now, but I know that he's got some great ideas, and you know, he's still got some really great characters and stuff that he wants to show off. So I'm greatly looking forward to the coming weeks of Bleach. I can't wait until it's back from vacation, because I can't wait to see how the story is going to continue, because I know that Kubo is going to impress me. He always does eventually. He is still a really great author. But now that you guys know what I think, I want to know what you guys think. If you want to tell me what you're looking forward to in the next coming weeks of Bleach, let me know in your comments below. Or if you just want to tell me about some of your favorite characters from the show and who you're looking forward to see, you can leave your comments there as well. And remember, guys, if you like this video, make sure and give it a thumbs up. It's great motivation for me, and it allows me to make some great videos for you guys. That concludes my review today, guys. Super Kami Guru 9000. Out!